Hello world, I'm LJ and this is LJ Goes Sweden. Today is day 18 and as you can see, I'm in my room and it's story time, as I told you yesterday. Well, I was really thinking about what can I tell you because I'm 24 years old, a lot of things have happened during my life and I thought the best thing that I can tell you is how I ended up going to Sweden, going here to Sundsvall. But before that, a short summary of my day and last night we had that social gathering and we made some kebab all together with the kids and so we ate all it was really good. Oh my god, it's so good, the food, the people here, and yeah, and then afterwards it was movie night. Well, I was going or hoping we can watch some horror movie. I actually love watching horror movies with people. Watching them alone, I don't really feel that. But in the end, we yeah, it was kind of like a horror, more like a drama. We watched Titanic, so of course I think everybody knows it. Spoiler alert: the ship is going to sink. But it was really nice because I think I've never really seen the whole movie without going earlier to bed or anything. And yesterday was the same thing. So when the whole the ship was going under and they were with the door or whatever it was, I said okay, it's time to go to bed. It was midnight and I was so tired. But yeah, I still liked the movie, even though I sometimes just had that feeling come on, it's now the third time that they the main characters are basically stuck behind some kind of door or anything. So I was oh, not again. So it feels a bit long, but I don't want to do a movie talk here. So yeah, though of course it's pretty crazy, the whole reality behind that. Well, okay, yeah, that was the movie and basically the evening. So yeah, basically just eating food and watching a movie. Okay, besides that, this morning I continued making some applications. I am currently now at, I think, 82 applications. I got 2 or 3 more rejections. Well, my plan for next week is actually going to 100 open applications. Of course, it's not my goal, but if nothing else happens, then I will just continue applying and applying. Yeah. And besides this, the 2 women in this house, they wanted to go out for a walk, and I was yeah, just going to the bathroom, and they were asking me do you want to join us? And I was oh, I don't know, because as of right now it's really cold outside. My beard starts to freeze, the nose hair starts to freeze, and I said, yeah, okay, come on, let's go for it. So we went to the grocery store, which is basically the use the usual walk that we just always do. But I got some chips, and also I don't know what else did I get. I don't know, just basic food. But it was a good walk, even though I really started to freeze on my nose. So I think that there needs something to be on my nose, one of those face masks. I don't know, or I have to put the scarf further up. Okay, but that's basically all that happened so far. I also called my grandparents. They of course were still worried because I don't have a job, and they were oh, and I also taught them about the Volvo situation with the graduation program, and they were yeah, okay, it would be good if it works, but then you still have to do something till August. And I was I know, and I was just you are the people that my family are the people that make me worry and stress me so much sometimes, where oh, come on. But it's always important to stay in contact with the family, especially with the older people, because you never know what's going to happen. Yeah. Okay, so now let's talk about my situation, how I ended up in Sundsvall. Well, so I really started to love Scandinavia when I came up here with my former girlfriend. It was during COVID, so it was like 2020 or something like that. And yeah, we were driving up with a car and a tent, and we're just like going through Sweden. And because of the possibility to sleep basically everywhere, we just enjoyed that. And yeah, enjoyed all those nice places, the lakes, and it was great. We went like all the way up to Kiruna on the eastern street, basically on the east coast of Sweden. And then we saw that the border to Norway was open, so we crossed the border and then went down to Oslo. And yeah, so we had like a road trip around Scandinavia, even though we did not go to Finland. But that was the first time of me like in Scandinavia. Then I had a I think it was like, yeah, it was Christmas or like after Christmas, between New Year's Eve and Christmas. I was with a friend, which I used to live in the same apartment in Jena where I studied. We went to Stockholm during the days, and yeah, that was also like the second Sweden experience. And afterwards, I went with friends the next year on New Year's Eve on the Lofoten, so in Norway. And yeah, and then this March, so March of 2023, I went with my flatmate to the North Cape in like 2 weeks, like from Germany up to North Cape and back in a Tesla. And this was like the reason also where I knew like, okay, I need such a car and I want to live in Sweden. And I was like already checking on Google Maps, like where are the places that I want to live at. So I actually have like a lot of spots where I say, okay, that's a nice spot, that's a nice spot, or a town. Yeah, so I had like all those preparations, and I had like my future already basically planned for where I want to live, or at least the country. And I always like have those what is it, like fantasies about like the goals and the dreams. So I hope that we can together like, yeah, accomplish them. And I can hopefully like show you more in the future about my dreams, or like the accomplished dreams. And yeah, okay, but so now how Sundsvall and what happened? Well, actually, I started already applying for jobs probably in February of this year. So I still had like half a year, so one semester in university, and I started applying, but not as like as of right now, like not so strong. Like I made a few, and I thought like, okay, that's fine, like 5 a month or maybe 10 in a good month. But I still had like all the master thesis things going on, of course. So that was always just like a side hustle and not like the focus. So I started to like kind of worry because I did not get any job. And then I had an idea, or more like I had a lucky encounter on YouTube with a YouTube channel from a German YouTuber located in Hamburg. And he has he has like a startup where he produces, what is it called? Like accessories for electric vehicles, and more specifically also like the focus is on Tesla vehicles. So that sounded really interesting, and like it was my fascination with Tesla. And also like I really understood what they are doing, and I loved the idea. So I was checking on their company website, and I saw that they had some open applications for like the northern region, so like maybe an expansion to Scandinavia. And so I was like thinking, okay, that's my future. Like just think about this. I could work there, maybe remote in Sweden. I would get maybe a company car, so a Tesla. It would be amazing. So I just like applied and wrote all my, yeah, basically wishes in those things, in the email. And in the end, well, yeah, I actually had a contract in front of my hands, which I could have signed. Then I could have moved to Hamburg. It would probably be a pain in the butt to find an apartment. So I tried, but I did not find anything. And yeah, so I saw the contract and I really did not feel comfortable with the things that have been written in there. Like, I don't want to get into much detail, but there were a lot of, yeah, things that I not felt like really, like I felt like that I would have been somewhat imprisoned. Like the startup and the feeling and all those people are so nice. Like for real, I love the environment in the office and all those people, even like the boss. So they are all amazing people. But the contract just made me like feel like the opposite, which was so confusing because I did not really know what to trust, because the contract is like the official thing where like the law is based on. And so I was thinking about this, and like my family told me like, no, don't do it. Like they were like even thinking like worse than I. So they were like, oh no, they are like scamming you and blah blah blah. So I decided to just say, okay, well then I will choose my real backup plan, which is the plan that I'm doing right now. Because like this whole Hamburg thing just came up based on luck. And I thought like, okay, it's a good thing. I'm like closer to the north, but I'm still close to my family. So everybody's fine. I can work with Teslas. But well, then I just said, okay, yeah, I will go to Sweden. I don't have a job, but I will just take an Airbnb and we will see what will happen. And then I was like going on Airbnb, like scanning like all those places that I have checked on my phone on Google Maps. And I saw like, yeah, a nice Airbnb here in Sundsvall. There was maybe, I don't really remember if there was something in Umeå, which is like further north, but which is also like a larger town. But I really felt like very good with the situation here. So I'd started like contacting my host before I even rented the place, and was like asking to just see, okay, is the social communication like fitting? Do I feel promising going there? Like, does it feel like, do I feel comfortable with all that things? And I was still like a bit scared, of course, like if this first of all is a real thing, because of course you also have some scams, unfortunately. But I decided to go here, and as of right now I can say it was not a mistake, even though I don't have a job, but only based on the people. I know keep repeating, I keep repeating all the social things always, but I just love those people. And yeah, so Sundsvall basically was just like well, it's the most the most good looking Airbnb. The person, like the host, seems nice, and I have the opportunity to meet people based on like the other rooms that have like that are rented out sometimes. So yeah, that's Sundsvall. That's how I ended up here. And then I just got like my train tickets. So the first one, the night train, the Snelltåget, from Berlin to Sweden to Stockholm. My parents dropped me off in Berlin, or like, of course they took me to the train, and then we said goodbye, and I was in there, and I was like so excited to like sleep in that train, and it was amazing. But yeah, and then from Stockholm, the first video which I did, to Sundsvall. Yeah, and that's how I ended up here in this beautiful town, now with minus 15 degrees Celsius outside. Yeah, I still think it sometimes that it's crazy. It does not feel real at certain times, but on the other side, sometimes it just feels like what was my life before being here. It's crazy, but I am just happy, and I always keep forgetting that word. I don't know. I just feel, yeah, very lucky to be here, and hope that my life will go, yeah, in the end like this, like increasing, of course, with a lot of like, there's always bad things happening in life, but yeah, okay. Well, that's enough for today. I hope you enjoyed my short little story how I ended up here in Sundsvall. I hope you had a good day and you're feeling well. And yes, as of right now, I think it's 6 p.m. Perfect. So I will make some dinner and then we will see each other tomorrow. Have a good day.